Gamers, welcome back this week. Due to some SSD burnout, I'll have to redo some videos from last week and put those up, but today we'll talk about a new game I just finished. It's going to be the reboot of Tomb Raider. It's available on the Xbox 360, PS3, and the PC. The version I'll be showing you is the PC version of the game. I actually purchased this through Steam, and we'll go with it at the ultimate settings. Some of the first thing you're going to notice about this game is that you'll be doing some QTEs. I thought at first the game was going to be a QTE fest. I was really scared, but it was not. It gets better as the game goes along. The graphic of the game is also something you'll notice in the beginning. Very beautiful and immersive. The game does a very nice job in this area, especially on the environment and backdrop. Very nicely done here. And these parts to a point where you'll see me playing the game and I would just stand around and admire what's going on. Also note there's a new Tress FX for Lara's hair. It's pretty cool. To me, I thought it was a pretty nice thing to see, but unfortunately it's not applied to everything else except for Lara, and to some they might dismiss this as a very FPS consuming gimmick because it does use up a lot of power to render her hair. Also note her character design is very fitting for the reboot, especially since she starts off as a young and scared adventurer, which is going to leave a lot of more wondering, what's going to happen to her future and how it will define her. I want to point out that there's also no HUD for this game at all, so you'll notice it's very clean interface. The story of the game starts off just a bit slow in the beginning, but later picks up in the game. I do love how there's these journals throughout the game where it gives you a bit of backstory on the characters and on the enemies to give you a better insight on what's going on, some of the characters' emotion about what's going on. Some of the characters in this game are pretty memorable also. The voice acting in this game is superb. Definitely. The music in the game is well done. There isn't any memorable score for me, but nevertheless it is well done in this aspect. The gameplay for this game is pretty fun, especially if you play it on hard. You can do it with either a keyboard or mouse or your controller's plugged in, your choice. Either way, both is really well mapped out and smooth. The gameplay of the game is pretty much an action-adventure platforming game. You'll be only carrying 4 weapons the entire game. The pistol, the shotgun, the rifle with the additional grenade launcher that comes later on, of course your bow that you'll have the entire game. You'll get the ability to light the bow on fire later on too. You'll also be dodging and shooting your enemies with what you have. They'll do their best to shoot you down and flank you. They'll kick you out of covers. They'll grab you and kill you with grenades and molotovs. They'll use those to drive you out of cover, to destroy you. And pretty much, let me tell you this, the game is pretty gruesome for Lara, especially in terms of death. Of course, this is only the Action Jackson route. If you want, you can play the game, stealth your kills, you won't get caught. There's also a perk upgrade for Lara as you level up your killings. Your enemies, which you'll go to the camp, sit down, you'll pretty much scavenge what you will during the entire game and upgrade your parts that way, or explore tombs. The game is a bit linear, but it does have wide open spaces to give you room. There's many items to collect, to reach. There's also a fast travel system, so you can always go backward and explore the past visited locations. The enemies do respawn in these locations, so you better be careful. The other thing is that there are other tombs, optional tombs you can explore in the process. If you find them, you'll get weapon upgrade. They are actually my favorite part of the game because they're very well done, and they also involve a little bit of a puzzle. Unfortunately, they are kind of small though. Also note there's not much in terms of replayability for the single player except, finding everything, getting 100% or going backwards and looking for those stuff. However, there is a multiplayer included to the game. You have your multiplayer matches such as team deathmatch, etc. The other gameplay I've tried has really weird mechanics, but nevertheless it's there for replayability. My only real con about this game is pretty much the hunting aspect of the game. You thought it was really a requirement. You have to hunt to eat, to live, but it really wasn't the case. It was just a gimmick for the scavenging later on in the game, and later on you practically forgot about hunting unless you really do it, but there was really no need for that. Another thing I want to throw out is that the boss in this game wasn't really fulfilling to kill at all. There wasn't many bosses, and they're like bigger versions of the enemies you faced previously, so it kind of led to a more of a very anticlimactic ending for me. Overall, with all this said, the game is really still a great game to play regardless. It would be enjoyable for all Tomb Raider fans or fans that are getting into the series. It doesn't really offer anything groundbreaking at all, but it does welcome back to Tomb Raider series in a nice way. If a sequel does come out, I'll be indeed, ready to pick this up and waiting to see what the next adventure will be. Overall, a decent, good game to play. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Again, next time, please subscribe and stop by if you enjoy the videos, or hit me up on my stream if you want to see gameplay throughs. I'll do my best on there to answer your questions if you have any. Next, we'll play some SimCity. Have a great day, guys, and game on.